Hey everybody, ChristopherOdd here. Welcome back to my walkthrough for The Bridge. I thoroughly enjoy this game, and once again, to clarify, the reason I'm doing this as a walkthrough is because I really believe that this is a fantastic little puzzle game. And if you're stuck on a certain puzzle, I don't want you to get frustrated and then put the whole game down, because I've seen that happen. I've done that. A lot of my friends have done that. And I'm hoping that if you guys are stuck, you search YouTube, hopefully find this video, and you look at the puzzle you need, and you go and continue playing, right? Or you just get a little bit of a hint from the start of a puzzle, and then you go and finish. So it's a little bit different. I normally do the Let's Plays and stuff, but once in a while, a cool game like this comes along, and it suits more of a walkthrough. So we are on Chapter 3, Mirrored, heading into the first part called Mirrored Inversion. So, a couple of things I want to look at here. First of all, there's a chain in the middle, which is just a distraction, doesn't do anything. You've got a white door at the top, which means you're gonna have to be white to get in it. But you do have a chain hanging down, and since you can't see a key, it's a pretty good assumption that there's a key on that chain. But I've already played this, so I know that maybe it's not a good assumption. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk to the right, and we want to be able to kind of catch the key in this whole thing here. So watch how that key starts to come down, and hopefully we're rotating. There we go. We're gonna catch the key right there. That actually worked out really well. So you can walk over, grab the key. Okay. Now, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna flip, because we know we need to be white. And we're gonna walk to the door. Now, I know that seems really simple, but the key is, again, no pun intended, I keep saying that. I haven't said it in this video, but I've said it numerous times before. The trick is to have the key landing in such a space that you can go and grab it, so. This is Chapter 3, Mirrored, Part 2, called Mirrored Timepiece. This one's pretty simple, actually. I think you can probably figure this out. If you've never played this game, you can probably figure it out just by looking at it. So we are dark here. We need to be white to get the key. So let's be white. And we can grab the key when it comes around to the right spot. You see what I'm saying there? And then we can flip. And we can just walk around to the door because the balls are staying away from us. And we're out. And I got an achievement for something. I probably did that more efficiently than when I first did it. So, this is Chapter 3 Mirrored, Part 3 Mirrored Aftermath. Okay, so a couple things to take note of here is that we're currently dark, the key is dark, and the door is dark. That's all good, except that there's no way for us to get to the key in our current position. So, when you look at this, initially you want to just walk right. That's kind of what your brain tells you to do, but your brain's sometimes full of crap. So, what you actually need to do is walk off to the left. But, you need to do it in such a way that when you fall, you don't fall off the map. You have to rotate it just right so you actually grab onto the ledge there. You see how we did that? Now we're gonna walk back to the right, and we're gonna flip over and invert in the middle. Now that's great and everything. We're near the key, but we're the wrong color. So, if you go back up to the door, we're gonna go back to our original starting position. The only thing that's different here is what? Well, now when we start in our same starting position, we're white instead of dark. So what we're gonna do, you see the key in that middle ring there. If we're to walk all the way around this side now, can you see it? If we invert, great success. Now we can walk right to the key, and we can walk just left, go to the door. So not bad. The only tricky part is walking off that left ledge, and then you got it. This is chapter 3, Mirrored, part 4, called Mirrored Antique. Okay, so this one's a little bit tricky because you've got this inversion here, but if you use that, well, then what? Then, like, it doesn't help you because the door's dark, you need to be dark, you're already where the door is, right? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna manipulate the key. So if you follow the key, just rotate to the right, rotate to the right. Now, you gotta be a little bit careful because if you go too fast, watch what happens. The key will just fly right off, okay? But if you go slow enough, especially as you come to the corners, you're just gonna guide that key all the way around. And if you follow it with your finger, you may not need to. You have, you know, good young eyes. Oh, see, we went too fast there? So we gotta bring it back. Slow it down. There we go. Same thing. And you can actually rotate faster if you use the movement at the same time because your guy is inside there. So we're just bringing the key all the way around to us. And notice our guy is still, he's in the same spot, essentially. Come on, you little, what's a bad word for a key? You dirty key, you. Get over here. And you'll see, if we do this correctly, there we go, we got the key. Now we can rotate back, and we can leave nicely through the door in the smashed clock. So this is chapter 3, Mirrored, part 5, called Mirrored Corridor. Okay, so the way you want to take a look at this is that if you stay on this track that we're currently on and you just keep walking left or keep walking right, nothing's actually going to change, just the way everything's positioned. So the other thing you could do is you go in here and you can say, well, I'm going to flip and I'm going to start walking away from that ball. But since you're on the same perspective or the same level as the same color of ball, that ball's gonna kill you. You do not want that. That is bad. So from our starting position here, we know that we need to somehow get into that middle area because it's not connected to anything else, right? You see that? So we're gonna actually rotate. I go to the left. You can take any way you want to get there, I'm pretty sure, but this is probably the most efficient way. So once you're here, you can invert, go to the middle, and you want to do one full loop-de-loop to get the balls into the right position. Okay. And we're gonna do, I guess it's 2 loop-de-loops. There we go. So now we know that the black ball is up top, and when we flip here, we're black. We can't get the key yet, but at least we're safe, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk to the left, keeping in mind that you always want to kind of stay on the opposite side of where your ball is. So if I'm black up here and the white ball's up here, if I flip over, then I'll be opposite. I hope that makes sense. So we're gonna flip. Now, we want to rotate this until we get the key into the right spot at the top here. So I'm gonna flip over again in the middle. Now we're dark. But we want to get that key up top. See that? Because the key is now light. I'm dark. Now I'm white. This one's really confusing to explain, so my apology if it's not clear, but you may have to watch that back a couple times. And then you're clear to go to the door, so... the whole thing you need to remember is that get into the middle when you're dark, put the key in a position so that when you invert, you're white and the key is in the right position. That's what you need to do. And credits go to my friend Grelite on this one, because we were both pretty stuck and I was like, well, I'm gonna need a tip. And that's the tip he gave me and it helped. So thanks for that. Okay. This is chapter 3 mirrored, part 6, called Mirrored Garden. Okay, so when we look at this, we know we're dark, doors light, balls light, switch is always that color, so don't get thrown off. Now, what we need to do, the trick to this is keeping the ball as close to the button as possible while you're manipulating this map, okay? So, first things first, we're gonna go to the left and we're gonna flip. And then we're gonna go right off that top ledge. And I told you guys earlier, anytime you see a ledge that kind of breaks like that and there's a platform underneath you can fall to, usually a pretty good indicator that you're gonna need to go there, okay? Now we're gonna walk around. And we're going to flip. Okay, so keeping in mind again, we've got that ball at the top now, whereas when we started on this level, the ball was at the bottom. Okay, so that's the difference here. You might be thinking, well, why are we in the same spot? But the difference is where the ball is positioned. Okay? So now we're gonna do is we're gonna actually rotate all the way around to the right. The ball is gonna go back to the button. And we are gonna go fall off that ledge again, but this time, we're a different color. And that's pretty important. Riveting stuff, I know. I know the silence and the tension is killing me, but it's all for the benefit of this beautiful game. Now, here we are, ball is near us, that's okay. I don't have a problem with that, okay? We're gonna go to the left, and that ball is basically gonna follow us back, because again, you gotta be thinking to yourself when you're playing this is, how do I keep that ball near the button? Because when it's far away like that, you have less room to maneuver, right? So you're gonna walk back and you're gonna actually invert near the button. Here we go. Switch. All right. Now we're gonna rotate to the right. And this part's key right here. This part's really important. See where that ball is? You gotta have this set up in such a way that it's still slanted slightly to the left so that the ball stays in that little nook, but not so much that you can't walk up there with your guys. So you see how he's kind of slipping? So just rotate a little tiny bit, just until he can start walking, okay? Then we're gonna flip. And in this position, we can start walking to the right, keep it the same angle so the ball stays where it is, otherwise it'll fly off the edge there. And once we get here, you should be able to see it now. The ball's gonna be on the button, we're gonna flip, and we're out. So that one takes a little bit of time, but with enough practice, you should be able to get it. And if you were stuck on this, which I definitely was, then hopefully this helped you. Okay, I'll read you a little headstone piece at the end here. Garden inverter. I get all these achievements when I do the walkthrough part. When I play it through my time, it doesn't happen to me. So I must be even more efficient in this special recorded portion just for you guys. He is gone like a ravenous beast. It gnaws at my insides. Darkness festers in the corners of my mind and brings about a stalking menace, perverting our precious creations. My last memories of him, ... end quote. All right, guys, thanks very much. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please rate it, and I will talk to you next time. See ya.